Hi everyone, and welcome to another sales e-learning video class. This is Tony Brancatella, and as you can see today we're going to talk about first impressions. Great first impressions, good first impressions. So let's take a look and see what we can do to do that. Just to give you an understanding, while you meet a lot of people in sales and as a retail sales associate, occasionally you meet some people that really stand out, or in your regular days you meet people that are remarkably charismatic, or extremely charming and likable, or extremely confident. And they are very genuine and always in a positive manner. So these people that stand out for positive reasons aren't just memorable. Though they are also people we want to work with and do business with. And this is what it's all about in retail sales. And that's why when you are genuinely polite to people, you stand out. You are not fake, you are sincere. So this makes us feel very comfortable when we are a customer dealing with a sales associate like this, and also us as a sales associate puts us at ease, and there's that famous word again, stress is lowered and we feel more who we are. So this is all what it's all about. Make you feel respectful, respected, valued. We want to be more like them. So you want people or associates in generally to be liked and have customers say, I want to be more like him. And we want to do business with them, and we want to buy from them, and we will have repeat business with them all the time. So here's why, a few reasons why this is the case. They are so impressionable to us, and how you could become also and make a great first impression. One way is always call someone what they want to be called. When you introduce yourself, without asking some customers, and answer by telling you their name. If in many cases, I'll give you an example, my name is Antonio. And if I introduce myself to the class and I say, my name is Antonio, please do call me Antonio. Or if I meet someone for the first time, hi, my name is Antonio. My name is not Anthony, or Tony, or Toto, or T, and all these different ways of actually, cutting my name. So what happens often enough is if I give you permission basically to say my name is Antonio when you meet someone, that could be even, Alexandra. If you meet someone who says and they introduce and say, my name is Alexandra, great. And then you cut the name because you had a little conversation with them. You think you're very familiar. This is not familiarity, what we talked about last time. You need to stick to Alexandra. She has to say, oh, it's okay, call me Alex. It's the same thing like in class when I say, you call me sir or prof or professor or whatever. And I say, no, it's okay, call me Antonio or call me Tony. When you have that, you need to always stick to that and remember that. Again, making a first impression is also remembering, right? It's not always cool to do these things. We're not friends. We just met. It does not give you the right to take my name and do something, whatever you want, what makes you feel comfortable to say. So don't give permission to call me something else. My name is Antonio, or in my case is Tony. Stick to that. So you need to ask to use a different, more familiar name. If you do want to cut, let's say Alex, from Alexandra, you want to say call her Alice. May I call you Alice? Or Alex, you really need to ask for permission. Your right to be addressed in the way you wish to be addressed is what makes very good first impression. Anything else would be uncivilized. So to be civilized, make a good first impression, don't do this. Try to guess what's wrong with this picture. If you guess that the waitress here is touching the customer, certainly you're right. Do not touch. Right? Look, but don't touch. Never pat, squeeze, or slap in a fun way a customer. Right? Customer notices being touched. It really infringes in their personal private space. And if you remember when you did consumer behavior, when you have an actual space around you, you don't want the actual sales associate to come right into that space by touching you. This is very uncomfortable, and it's a very discomforting feeling to have. So don't do this. Stay away from the customer. If the customer comes up to you and squeezes your hand or asks to shake your hand, that's fine. But you certainly do not want to shake their hands. That's touching. Or get into their space and actually put your hand on their shoulder. Another way is Never let on you know more than the customer. What that means is that yes, you are. You have the power when it comes to sales associate, when it comes to the store. And yes, you must know it all. Certainly, yes, you have to have a lot of information, but it doesn't mean you have to show it all, right? So good associates don't act like they know it all. They share information about products, but not in a way that makes the customer feel uncomfortable, that they know nothing and you know everything. So this is really another way to make a first great impression. Try to guess this one. I think we might have talked about this before. Let's see if you could remember. Yes, what a beautiful animal, right? So what has this got to do with making a first great impression? Act like an elephant? Have a memory like an elephant, you would say? No. What it is that never ignore the elephant in the room. Yeah, possibly you heard this before, or never ignore the gorilla in the room. And there's even videos that you could see on YouTube that plays a fun part when it comes to this. So what this means is that oftenly, a customer might walk in with a button coat the wrong way, or open purse, or untied shoelace. Now, all of these things, you need to tell them about it. You cannot just act like you didn't see that. If they ask your opinion, also be very honest. If they ask you, they try something that's it's too short, it's too long, the color doesn't fit, doesn't suit them, it is a very polite way of making a first impression and telling them. Don't say just to make the sale, oh yeah, it looks good on you. Yeah, man, you look great with that burgundy lapel colored whatever. So you really have to be very careful with this and be as honest as possible when it comes to the elephant in the room. Where putting the customer at ease is concerned, the best elephant is no elephant. Mind you, I love elephants, but in this case, get him out of the room. Get out. You're taking too much space. Okay? Another way of making first impression, never speak just to spread the greater glory of yourself. That means your stories that you're going to add are most important. You know it all. We talked about that before, but here it goes even a step further, where you need to talk to the customer that you are aware of what's going on, and you have also more than they have. In many cases, what this is called, it's called humble brag in today's street language. And you can say something like, oh, I notice you keep your car really clean. What wax do you recommend for my Porsche? So by saying my Porsche, by telling or stipulating that you have a Porsche and you have a better car than they do, this is humble brag, where you sort of give a little compliment, but by mentioning the fact that you have, by bragging that you have a better car. So ask a question that shows you truly value the other customer's expertise or knowledge. Don't add Porsche. I noticed your car really clean. What wax do you recommend? Stop there. Okay. Make a good first impression. Do not humble brag. Another one is opinions have their time and place. This is continuing in the same vein. To make a very good first impression, this is not something you want to do. Certainly we all know things, cool things, great things. Just make sure you share those things in the right settings. When you are a sales associate, it's not the right place to do that. So, and also you don't know everything. Don't judge them by saying, hey, I know what your style is. I can see it, right? No, you don't know what my style is. And you don't have to say it. So this is very important. This really, to make a very good first impression, do not do this. Another one is the art of jamais bored. What does that mean? Why am I using French and English? Well, we're in Quebec, so what the heck? I try to mix things up a little bit. I call this the art of jamais bored, and you can see through the picture what it means, or what I'm trying to stipulate here is that you always have to show that you're interested. Sales associates need to master the art of jamais bored. This is not something that is very easy to do. You need to prepare by doing this. You need to actually sit in front of a mirror and watch yourself acting interested and focused on how people are responding. Eye contact active listening, pick up words that they're saying. Very important to do this. So getting customers to talk about themselves, not about yourself, talk about themselves. This is open-ended questions. This is qualifying the customer, which we're going to do further on in the sales process. So this is a good start for you to make a great first impression, is look at them and listen to what they're saying. Be fascinated by their every word all the time. Your eye movement, you're nodding your head. In this case, as you can see, the young gentleman has his hand on his chin. He's interested, he's actually focused, and he's listening. So this is very difficult to do if you're not empathetic and if you're not truthful. So trying to master the art of jamais bored, it really gives a great first impression. So the art of jamais bored, right? Open-ended questions. Ask how, or ask why, or ask who. Ask questions that really qualify and give you information. Don't ask closed questions that just give you, what color do you like? Ask why did you buy this product in the past? Questions that really intrigue and give you information to qualify the customer. Show sincere interest is fun. Make it fun. Again, I use the word fun here for one basic reason, and I think you'll know what that word is to be less stressful. Making it fun makes it interesting for you. Day goes by faster. You get to know people quicker, easier, and again, your stress level is reduced. And if you're not sure how to listen, one trick that you could do, I've always done this, is remember the verbs. Listen to what they say and listen to the actual verbs they're using in their sentences. You don't have to remember sometimes what the objects are or what the subject is, but by remembering what they actually used, what verbs they used, you can have a better understanding and also remember a lot more. Okay, by using the same verbs. So, acting interested is politeness. Well, politeness is the next one, right? This is all about being very polite. So polite, this one I call it toujours poli, always polite. And in many cases, the formality level again plays a part here. When you're always very polite, and it always stands out. So sales associates, they don't have a choice. If you see sales associates that are impolite, certainly they don't belong where they are, and they have an issue there. So sales associates are always polite. They know no other way to be but polite. Again, this takes work. It takes preparation when you are in sales and in life in general. A lot of these things to make a first impression is not just to work in sales, but you want to make a good first impression when you are going for a job interview, when you're meeting someone for the first time. Someone could help you get something that you need. In any case, you just meet someone in your private life, public life, whatever. It's very important to follow these points to make a very good first impression. They know there is no other way to act. This is what you have to always say to yourself. There is no other way but being polite. So as long as you can follow these rules, you'll have a better understanding how to make a good first impression. Like I mentioned, not just in sales, but also in your overall lives. Great, short and sweet for a Sunday. And let me tell you, this is great. To see you again next time, and have a good time looking at this, and certainly we will look into a little bit more when we have a little quiz on this when it comes to that. Fantastic. Great. Have a great Sunday.